Hello there, welcome. Hope you're having a great day today. We are talking today about Deuteronomy chapter 28. Chapter 28. And this is one of the longest chapters in the book of Deuteronomy. If you haven't already had a chance to read through that, I encourage you to do so. And today's chapter deals with blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. Blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. And if you will remember, in the previous few chapters, we see where God had given some commands to the Israelites to follow once they were in this promised land. And this chapter outlines what is going to happen with them if they do follow these and what is going to happen to them if they do not. Now, throughout the chapter, it begins with the blessings for obedience. The blessings for obedience. And the second half of the chapter is all about the curses for disobedience. Now, I wanted to point something out in these curses. It goes in verse 64, and I really encourage you to read today's chapter because there's just a lot in there. It is very detailed about some of the curses that the Israelites could expect if they did not obey the commands that have been given to them. And we know, looking throughout history, that a lot of times they did not obey those commands, and these curses came to fruition. One of those is talked about in verse 64. It says, this is for being disobedient. For the Lord will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone. There among those nations you will find no peace or place to rest, and the Lord will cause your heart to tremble, your eyesight to fail, and your soul to despair. Your life will constantly hang in the balance. You will live night and day in fear, unsure if you will survive. And my footnote about that, starting with verse 64, says that this severe warning tragically came true when Israel was defeated and carried away into captivity by Assyria. And this was in 722 BC, and Judah by Babylon in 586 BC. Later, in AD 70, Roman oppression forced many Jews to flee their homeland. Thus, the people were scattered throughout the nations. And I brought that up to say this. We know that God is faithful. God is true to His word. And especially as we are living in the end days, it is very important to remember that a lot of the things that God said would happen for disobedience will in fact happen. We can see proof in Scripture that some of those things have already happened, and that proves to us that things He has said about our future and predictions He has made about the future of the world will come to pass. So that was Deuteronomy chapter 28. If you have any thoughts or comments about today's video, please share those. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.